Hi everyone, it's Tech Kim, and today I'm issuing a challenge to students everywhere. Can you create a tutorial about a technology tool or computer science concept that you have become an expert on? And why is this important? Well, I recently attended this amazing conference called the Global Education Conference. I didn't even have to leave my house, and I was able to meet up with people all over the world. You could do it as well because they recorded all the sessions. One of the people I met was Alan November, and he has some really cool ideas about education. And one of the ideas I took away from his talk is that student knowledge is where the action is. Here's what he had to say about student-created tutorials.
Things I think I've learned, and I think I've learned this from Eric Marcos, who does MathTrain.tv and talking with his students. And I've shown those tutorials around the world, recently in Australia. And every time I show student tutorials to students, and I ask them what they think, and I ask the students who created the tutorials what they think, their answer is something like, our teachers know too much. Our teachers explain things the way somebody who already understands it explains it. And when we get student tutorials, they explain it the way a kid needs to hear it. And so the understanding, by the way, of peers, of students helping students, I think is obvious to everyone.
So there you go. Does that sound familiar? Have you been able to understand a concept better when one of your friends explained it to you? Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Khan Academy because the Khan Academy is a great tool and I've used it myself with students. And it's also sparked many teachers to do something called flipping the classroom. What seems to be missing though is that Khan videos are all adult created content. And there really aren't many places online for students to flip themselves from student to teacher. There are a few sites that encourage student created content. Alan mentioned one of them, the MathTrain.tv, and Scratch is another website, and I often use this with my students. I want to offer Tech Kim Tutorials YouTube channel as another site to collect student-created tutorials. So, if you've never created a tutorial, it's pretty easy to do. I use a tool called Jing to screencast and capture all these things I'm doing on the screen. It does have a 5-minute recording restriction, but I think that's actually a good thing because it forces you to really focus on one big idea for a tutorial. The free version creates an SWS file, which you may have to convert before uploading to YouTube. Zamzar is another great tool for that, and it's also free. So let me briefly share the steps that I use when creating a tutorial. First, I want to pick a subject. I want to make sure it's something I know about, something I think my audience will want to learn about, and something I'm comfortable presenting. Next, I'll create a storyboard. It's so important to focus on one big idea and then lay out the flow of your tutorial. And don't forget to create a script. Next, you'll want to rehearse, 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 rehearse. I probably rehearsed this tutorial a dozen times and then had to re-record it another dozen. When you think you're ready to start, make sure that you've got all the right tools loaded on the computer and everything's ready to go. And then you're ready to record. After you record, you're going to upload and submit your tutorial to Tech Kim. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing some amazing tutorials.